Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Godwin. Sarah has the day off. Here are some of the stories we're following this evening. Officials in Memphis searching for answers following a deadly mass shooting at a block party Saturday night. What we know so far. Plus, today is the start of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. What one local organization is doing to honor those victims. And former smokers are sharing their experience with how damaging cigarettes can be. We're sharing one woman's story of survival. But first, let's get a check of weather with Simone. Simone, it was a beautiful end to the weekend.
That's right, Ashley. We started out on a bit of a gloomy note, but now the sun has come out. A lot of people hopefully taking advantage of it today. I had to come outside to take advantage of it myself because we've got a nice close to the weekend. We're going to have a nice start to the work week, and that's thanks to an area of high pressure. You see that H over around the Texas-Oklahoma panhandle. That's going to start to move east and close in on northern Arkansas as we get into the evening. That's going to help our winds calm down. That's also going to help us cool down a bit. So as we continue through the evening, these clear skies, the lack of clouds are going to be the ingredients to sit up to give us a bit of a chilly start to our work week. We're looking to see some of those lower 40s here in central Arkansas, but some locations across north central Arkansas or northern Arkansas looking to see some middle to upper 30s. So we do see a frost advisory going into effect for portions of the state. Those areas highlighted in that blue, that's going to be from midnight to 8 a.m. Monday as we're going to see that cold start to the week. Now I have that look at the week ahead, forgive me, coming up in that 7-day outlook, so make sure you stick around.
Thanks, Simone. Arkansas State Police are currently looking for answers after a deadly shooting earlier this morning. It happened during a post-prom event around Highway 49 in West Helena. Officials have identified 19-year-old Dontarius Stevens as the suspect this evening. The name of the victim has yet to be released. Anyone with information is being asked to contact the Phillips County Sheriff's Office. And in Memphis, 2 people are dead, 6 others injured following a mass shooting Saturday night. Memphis police say they're in constant contact with local, state, and federal partners and have called on available resources, which are currently being deployed to the community. Sunday is the start of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. To bring awareness to those families and communities mourning the loss of their loved one, a local organization held a memorial service in Little Rock today. THV 11's Rebecca Brown has more on this story.
Broderick Buford, Kiara Thompson, Arian Dunn.
Each name called and each picture you see represents someone's loved one that was a victim to a homicide.
My son, Trevlin Smith, was murdered in June of 2018. So that's why I'm here today.
Sunday is the start of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. So this afternoon, Gwendolyn Smith Adams, the chapter leader for Parents of Murdered Children, held a memorial for family and friends of homicide victims.
This is an opportunity for a number of organizations to come together and to celebrate crime survivors, crime victims, crime survivors. At the end of the day, we're still standing.
But the grief, it lasts forever. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you're going to get over it. You don't. You get through it, but you don't never get over it.
Lakeisha Smith is also a part of the Parents of Murdered Children organization.
This is my baby, Shancovin Smith. He was killed January the 25th, 2014, and he left behind 4 kids. So I have a lot of cousins who've been killed, a lot of friends, and it's hard. It's very hard.
Now Smith and Gwendolyn channel all of their hurt into advocating for change when it comes to violent crimes such as this one.
I talk to the mayor, I talk to the city board, I talk to the community, I talk to anybody who want to listen to police to see what can we do different with our youth and our young people, because they need a lot of help right now.
And we just want to again encourage our law enforcement and our communities to rally around our children, to give them an outlet so that they have a means of not feeling like the answer is picking up a gun and shooting an individual and taking a life and impacting again the health of the community.
In Little Rock, Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
The Parents of Murdered Children will be hosting different events throughout the week, and for details you can visit our website at thv11.com. And more reactions are coming in regarding the death of former Arkansas Governor and Senator David Pryor, including former Governor Asa Hutchinson. He mentioned on social media that no matter if a person was Republican, Democrat, or Independent, Mr. Pryor always had a welcoming smile and plenty of conversation. U.S. Senator Tom Cotton also shared his condolences and mentioned how true of a gentleman Governor Pryor was, and his example served and continues to serve as an inspiration to fellow Arkansans. And Senator John Bozeman also released a statement in part that says he greatly admired the courtesy, integrity, and wisdom former Governor Pryor personally modeled and instilled in others. Now you can head over to our website for more about David Pryor and the legacy he leaves behind. Happening this week, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff will be having a celebration in honor of Founders Week. This year's theme for the Golden Lions is lifting our voices with power and pride since 1873. Some of this upcoming week's events includes a Unity Fest, a fashion show, and an honors and an awards assembly convocation. And speaking of UAPB, the Golden Lions men's baseball team are getting set to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Hogs and the Golden Lions will be playing each other Tuesday evening. The game will be in North Little Rock at Dickey Stevens Park at 6 p.m. For those at home, the game will also be streaming live on SEC Network Plus. Now, meanwhile, Arkansas's fiscal session is set to resume this week. Last week, the Arkansas House passed 2 bills that could restrict crypto mining. These debates come after more than 90% of the legislature voted to support Act 851 last year. It's a law that protects crypto mines. Now, some lawmakers that once supported those protections are looking for ways to restrict them.
I voted for Act 851, and I think we've seen a lot of problems arise in the last almost year. So I voted to hear all of the resolutions in committee.
Out of the 8 bills presented to the House last Wednesday, 2 passed, leaving further discussion to the committees before a possible law this fiscal session or next year. Now, a new study finds a majority of members of the baby boomers, those turning 65 between now and 2030, are not financially prepared to stop working, and many risk living in poverty. Research from the Ally Retirement Income Institute finds 2/3 of so-called peak boomers will be financially challenged in retirement, with about 52% only having assets of about $250,000 or less. That means they'll likely run through their savings and rely mainly on Social Security for income. The study also reveals major disparities in assets based on gender and race. Opening arguments in the historic criminal trial against former President Trump are set to begin on Monday in New York. As Christian Benavidez reports, this is the first criminal trial of a former president.
The stage is set for prosecutors to begin presenting their case Monday in the unprecedented criminal trial against former President Donald Trump in New York. He faces 34 counts of falsifying business records as part of a hush money scheme involving former adult film actress Stormy Daniels.
This is Donald Trump, your favorite president of all time, hopefully.
Stormy weather kept Trump from appearing at a campaign rally in North Carolina Saturday.
They really would prefer that we not come in because it's a certain danger to all of this.
A blow to the former president's campaign efforts, given his trial schedule is occupying most of his time.
This is really a concerted witch hunt, very simple.
On Friday, an appeals court judge denied a request by Trump's attorneys to delay the trial and move it out of New York City. The jury of 7 men and 5 women includes a teacher, an investment banker, and a corporate lawyer. The assigned foreperson is originally from Ireland. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says it will be a critical first day.
There are studies that say that 80% of jurors' minds are made up at the end of opening statements.
Yeah, I would testify, absolutely.
The former president has said he is willing to take the stand in his own defense. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
Still ahead, former smokers are sharing their experience with how damaging cigarettes can be. We're sharing one woman's story of survival.
And portions of north central Arkansas under a frost advisory this evening. I'll tell you the details and when you can expect for the week ahead right after this break.